Greetings, social media. It's Lady Amelia here of DannyAmelia.org. Thank you for joining us again this week. We are discussing our new book, 10 Things You Must Do Before and After I Do. It's all about relationships and what we must do in selecting that mate before getting married. And actually, the same 10 will work during your marriage. You have to get these things in your spirit, in your heart, and live them out. Last week we discussed chapter 8, Please Forgive Me, and the importance of those and the power behind those words, please forgive me. And focused on the fact that we're not talking physical abuse. We're not talking abuse of any kind. We do not condone abuse. If you're in an abusive relationship or situation, get out quick. Call the authorities. Get to your safe haven, but get out. We do not condone abuse. But in discussing Please Forgive Me, we talked about taking that time to be the bigger person, that we both can't be weak. Somebody has to be the stronger one. Half a man, half a woman equals half a marriage. But you have to give 100 in 100, as in one of our previous chapters. And currently, I guess I will let you know the chapters that we've discussed so far. In chapter 1 was Marriage is a Covenant Choice. Chapter 2, As Is. Chapter 3, Room to Grow. Chapter 4, 100%. Chapter 5, Let Go of the Past. Chapter 6, Healthy Marriage. Chapter 7, Communicate. Chapter 8, Please Forgive Me. And now, this week, we will discuss Chapter 9, Forgive and Forget. We start each chapter with a quote, and we end each chapter with an exercise. The quote for this chapter, Chapter 9, Forgive and Forget, comes from Heather Long, and it states, if love and passion are going to survive in your marriage, you have to learn how to wipe the slate clean. Forgive each other and forget. Chapter 9, Forgive and Forget. Learn how to forgive and forget. Don't buy into the old saying, I will forgive, but I will never forget. This statement has no place in a marriage covenant. This is not to say that it will not come up in your thoughts again. However, it should not be used as a tool or advice against your mate. Learning the art of forgiving and forgetting takes time. Decide in your relationship to start today. Forgive and forget. Forgetting does not erase the memories, and also that memory is a testimony for where you are today, that you overcame it. But forgetting is forgetting the pain, not reliving the pain. For instance, when you gave birth, ladies, to your child, those of you that have children that you've given birth to, it was a very painful experience. But when you think back on that childbirth now, you don't think of the pain. You don't relive the pain. You think of the joy of holding that child in your hand, in your arms. That the joy of what that child is doing in society today. The joy of what God is doing in their lives today. So it is in your marriage, forgiving and forgetting. You forget that pain. My husband and I have a great testimony of what God has done in our marriage, where we come from, the adultery, the abuse, the you name it, we went through it. But I don't remember that pain. As a matter of fact, I can't even imagine that pain today. I don't know how I did it in the natural, but in the spiritual, I know all things are possible through God, and it was only through the grace of God that we came through what we came through. Only because of the call of God on our lives and on our marriage that we can be here today for you. That He allowed us to go through what we went through. But I don't remember the pain. I don't remember the many nights that I cried myself to sleep. I don't remember the pain in doing that. I remember crying myself to sleep as a testimony for you today, but I don't remember the pain and sit there and think I hate Him because of what He did to me. No, I remember the joy of what I have in my marriage today. How God gets the glory. That we can sit here now on MarriageTalkTV.org and give you the advice of a healthy marriage. Share with you our testimony. Share with you the 10 things that you must do before and after I do. I remember those things and I smile because the joy that I have, those situations didn't give it to me. And thinking on those situations can't take it from me. So, chapter 9. We end each chapter with an exercise. And the exercise for chapter 9, Forgive and Forget, is wipe the slate clean. Forgive and forget. Now that you have asked for forgiveness in chapter 8, let's forget. When those things come to your thoughts again, you must choose not to think on those things. Replace those thoughts with good and positive thoughts. What are some positive thoughts you can use to replace those negative thoughts? Those positive thoughts of where you are today and what God is doing in your relationship today. Replace those thoughts with the positive ones. One of the chapters we talked about leaving that baggage in the past, letting go of the past. Those negative thoughts, let it go. Replace it with the positive thoughts. Don't let the negative thoughts be your focus. And no, we're not saying be a fool and put yourself in that position again, but let it go. We're saying focus on what you can do now to ensure a more positive outcome in your relationships. So that ends chapter 9. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate all the likes, comments, and sharing. Please continue. We want to hear from you. We want to know that this book that's been in our heart all these years that will be published this year is making a difference. Let us know your thoughts on our book, our new book, 10 Things You Must Do Before and After I Do. Again, thank you for joining us. And next week is the grand finale, chapter 10. Whew. Well, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.